Have you ever noticed how some men can make you feel like the only woman in the world, yet somehow leave you guessing about how they really feel? You know the type. Texts you sporadically, flirts intensely, disappears for hours, then comes back acting like nothing happened. It's confusing, exhausting, and honestly, it can make you question your worth. But here's the truth that most women never realize: there's a difference between desire and true love. A man can desire you, he can want you in every way, but that doesn't mean he's in love with you. Desire is loud, exciting, sometimes even intoxicating, but love, real love, is quiet, steady, and intentional. It's the kind of love that doesn't just show up when it's convenient, it shows up when it matters the most. And the fascinating part, most women completely miss the subtle signals that separate a man who loves you from a man who just wants you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal something almost every woman misses: the 6 things a man does only for the woman he truly loves. I'm talking about those small, seemingly invisible actions that speak louder than any words, louder than any promises. And trust me, number 3 is a game changer, because it's something most women don't even realize exists until it's too late. So if you've ever felt unsure about where you stand, if you've ever wished a man would show his love instead of making you guess, or if you want to finally recognize when a man is all in, heart and soul, then stay with me. By the end of this video, you won't just recognize real love, you'll feel it, because you'll understand the signs that most women completely overlook. Are you ready? Because what I'm about to share will change the way you see him, your relationship, and even yourself. The very first thing a man does when he truly loves a woman isn't flashy. It's not grand gestures or over-the-top declarations. In fact, it's often almost invisible, quietly woven into the way he moves through life with you. And here's the key: he prioritizes your peace, not just your presence. That distinction is subtle, but it's everything. Think about it. Many men can want you around because you make life exciting. They enjoy the laughs, the intimacy, the thrill of connection. But a man who truly loves you does more than just enjoy your company. He notices what makes you tense. He notices what makes you anxious, overwhelmed, or unhappy, and he takes it seriously, not because you told him to, not because it's convenient, but because your emotional well-being matters to him in a way it doesn't with anyone else. This means he's attentive in ways most women miss. He picks up on little shifts in your mood, your quiet sighs, the way your shoulders tense when you're stressed, the subtle way your energy drops after a rough day, and instead of brushing it off or distracting himself, he actively seeks to make things easier for you. It could be as simple as sending a message to check on you during a stressful morning, or giving you space when he senses you need it. Sometimes it's protecting you from unnecessary drama, shielding you from situations he knows will hurt you, or stepping in when he sees someone disrespecting your time or your feelings. Here's what makes this so sexy and honestly so rare. It's intentional care without expectation. He's not doing it for attention. He's not doing it to win points or make you owe him something. He's doing it because he genuinely values your emotional world. When a man prioritizes your peace, it shows depth, maturity, and a kind of devotion that goes beyond physical attraction. And here's the secret most women overlook: this kind of care isn't about grand romantic gestures. It's in the small, consistent actions, the ones you might barely notice at first. Holding the door open is nice, but he will also notice when your day is heavy and offer a comforting word without you asking. He'll notice when you're tired and adjust his own schedule or energy to make things lighter for you. He'll listen, really listen to the worries you don't share with anyone else and treat them as sacred. This is how love shows up quietly but powerfully. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to beg for it. You feel it in that sense of calm that washes over you when he's around, when he communicates, when he chooses to act in ways that make your life, not just your relationship, better. So here's your takeaway: pay attention to how he treats your peace, not just your presence. Any man can show up when life is fun, but only a man who truly loves you will show up when life is messy, complicated, or stressful. And he'll do it in a way that lifts you instead of draining you. That, my dear, is the first unmistakable sign you're with a man who's all in. Now, let's talk about one of the most underrated signs of real love: consistency. It's not flash, it's not exciting, but if you're paying attention, it's one of the most powerful ways a man shows he's truly invested in you. Because here's the truth: any man can show up when it's easy. He can text you when he's bored, take you out when he has free time, or make grand gestures when it's convenient. But the man who loves you shows up even when it's inconvenient. Think about your own life for a moment. You have stressful days, obligations, moments when you just want to hide under a blanket and recharge. A man who loves you will notice, and he will still show up, not because he wants credit, not because he wants to impress you, but because your connection matters more than his comfort. Maybe he's tired from work, maybe he's juggling friends, family, or personal goals, but he prioritizes you anyway. That, my dear, is a level of dedication most women overlook. Consistency is sexy because it's a quiet proof of reliability. It says, without words, you don't have to guess where you stand with me. I'm here, I'm present, I'm invested. And that feeling of knowing he's truly present is like a magnet. It's comforting, grounding, and deeply intimate. There's nothing more alluring than a man who shows up consistently, not just in the high points, but in the messy, inconvenient moments of life. Here's the thing: most women miss consistency isn't always dramatic. It's not fireworks or constant surprises, it's in the little things. Sending a thoughtful text during your lunch break, checking in when he knows you've had a tough day, keeping his promises no matter how small, showing patience when life throws curveballs. These are subtle, quiet signals, but they speak louder than any declaration of love. And let's be honest, consistency also builds trust and safety. Two things that are incredibly sexy. When a man is inconsistent, it creates doubt, anxiety, and insecurity. You're always guessing, always analyzing, always wondering if you're a priority or just an option. But the man who loves you eliminates that guesswork. He's not perfect, but he's reliable. He shows up in ways that make you feel secure, valued, and cherished even on ordinary days. So here's your takeaway: notice how he behaves when it's not convenient. Love isn't just shown in grand gestures or perfect moments. It's revealed in the quiet, consistent actions that prove he's committed, even when it's hard. That's the kind of love that lasts, that makes you feel understood, appreciated, and desired in the deepest way. Remember, darling, anyone can be exciting, but only a man who truly loves you will be consistent. And when you recognize that consistency, it's a signal that your heart is in the right place. Here's the truth that most women completely overlook: a man who truly loves you doesn't rush you. And I don't just mean in the bedroom, though yes, that plays a part, but in every aspect of your connection. Emotionally, mentally, and even socially, he slows down to match your pace. He doesn't push you to meet his timeline, his expectations, or his comfort level. He makes space for you. Think about it. Many men are in a hurry these days. They want excitement, they want results, and they want gratification, and they often bring that same urgency into relationships. But a man in love, he understands that love is not a race, it's a journey, and he's willing to walk it patiently with you. He's not counting the hours, he's not measuring milestones, and he's definitely not pressuring you to prove your feelings. Instead, he creates an environment where you feel safe, understood, and free to be yourself. This slowing down is incredibly sexy. Why? Because it shows self-control, respect, and emotional maturity. Qualities that are far more attractive than charm or looks alone. When a man slows down with you, he's saying without words, I don't need to rush. I want to savor you. I want to truly understand you before anything else. And let's be honest, that level of intentionality is magnetic. It makes you feel seen, valued, and deeply desired, not just for who you are on the surface, but for your heart, your mind, your very essence. Slowing down also shows that he's invested in the long term, not just the temporary. He's not looking for instant gratification. He's not trying to win you quickly. He wants a foundation. He wants to experience your world, your emotions, your dreams, and let you experience his. That's why this point is so often missed. Many women mistake fast attention, grand gestures, or quick physical intimacy for love. but a man who slows down is demonstrating real commitment. Pay attention to the signs. He asks questions that matter. He listens without interrupting. He respects your boundaries, and he doesn't get impatient when you take your time. He allows emotional depth to develop naturally, and when challenges or disagreements arise, he doesn't force resolution to suit his schedule. He navigates them patiently, showing you that your comfort and understanding matter more than his ego. So here's your key takeaway: the man who slows down with you is the man who is serious about you. He's not rushing because he sees your worth, and he wants the connection to grow authentically. That patience, that calm, that deliberate pacing, this is one of the sexiest signs of true love, and it's exactly why most women miss it. Remember, darling, desire can be loud, impulsive, and fast, but real love takes its time. And the man who slows down with you, he's telling you everything you need to know without saying a single word. Here's something most women don't realize: men don't casually open up their hearts. And when one does, it's not just a conversation, it's a signal that he truly loves you. A man who truly loves you doesn't just share surface level thoughts about his day or a funny story he heard. He invites you into his inner world, his fears, his dreams, his doubts, and even his insecurities. And that, my dear, is one of the most intimate, irresistible signs of real love. Think about it. Strong, dependent, and uncontrolled vulnerability often feels risky. But when he feels safe with you, really safe, he lets his guard down. He tells you about the parts of himself he doesn't share with anyone else. Maybe he admits he's afraid of failing at something important, or he shares a childhood memory that shaped him. Maybe he opens up about a goal that scares him, or a moment where he felt weak. And here's the key: he doesn't just tell you, he trusts you with it. That trust alone is profound. This openness is sexy in a way that goes beyond the physical. Why? Because vulnerability equals connection, and connection equals desire. When a man opens up emotionally, he's saying, I want you to see me, truly see me, and I trust you to stay. And that creates an electric intimacy that few things in life can match. You start to feel not just wanted, but understood, not just desired, but essential. Here's the truth most women miss: any man can flirt, compliment, or sweep you off your feet, but very few will let you into the parts of themselves they hide from the world. If he does, it's a declaration without words. He's not performing for you, he's letting you in. He's saying, you matter more than my ego. You matter more than my fear of being vulnerable. You matter more than pretending I have it all together. And notice how he treats your response. A man who opens up in love doesn't recoil if you react emotionally, or if you ask questions, or if you see his flaws. Instead, he encourages it. He values your presence in his inner world. He wants you not just as a partner, but as someone who truly knows him and accepts him fully. So here's the takeaway: pay attention to who he shares his inner world with. A man can enjoy your company, make you laugh, and even be physically affectionate, but only a man who truly loves you will invite you into the deepest parts of himself. Emotional openness is the language of commitment, trust, and real desire. Remember, darling, when a man opens his inner world to you, he's not just sharing feelings, he's sharing a piece of his soul. And if he's willing to do that, it's one of the clearest signs you're with a man who's all in, heart and mind. Here's a truth most women overlook: any man can enjoy your presence today, but only a man who truly loves you thinks about tomorrow with you in it, and not in vague, someday, maybe turns. I'm talking about clarity, intention, and a vision where you are an undeniable part of his life. This is the kind of love that doesn't leave you guessing. It's steady, confident, and incredibly sexy. Think about the men you've noticed in your life. Some flirt, some make grand gestures, and some sweep you off your feet. But do they ever talk about us? About we instead of just me? About next year? Not just tonight. If the answer is no, then you're experiencing desire, attention, or convenience, but not love. Because a man who truly loves you doesn't just live in the moment. He's planning for the future, and he wants you there. This inclusion shows up in subtle ways first. He naturally says things like, we should try this together, or next month we could, Or even, I'd love you to meet my family when the timing's right. It's not pressure, it's an invitation, a declaration that you're already in his world, and he wants you to stay there. And here's why that's so powerful. It gives you security, it gives you clarity, and it signals that his feelings are serious, intentional, and long-term. And notice this carefully. He doesn't just talk about the future to impress you. He talks about it because he's already thinking about it. He imagines your life together in everyday moments, vacations, holidays, even ordinary mornings. He's mentally placing you in his home, his plans, his dreams. And that, my dear, is the sign of a man who's all in. But here's the part most women miss. Inclusion in his future also means he respects your input. He wants your opinions, your ideas, your dreams. He doesn't dictate, he collaborates. A man in love sees you as a partner, not just a companion. He wants to grow together. He wants to create something meaningful with you, because to him, the relationship isn't temporary and you're not optional. Now, I want you to really feel this. How does it make you feel when a man talks about you in his life months from now? When he says where instead of may? When he plans with your happiness in mind? Feeling is powerful. It's clarity, it's security, it's irresistible because it shows he's not playing games, he's invested. So here's your takeaway. Pay attention to whether he naturally includes you in his plans. The way he speaks about tomorrow tells you more than any grand romantic gesture ever could. If he envisions a life with you, values your opinions, and makes room for you in his dreams, that's a man who is serious about you, heart, mind, and soul. And I want to hear from you. Have you ever been with a man who included you in his future or left you guessing instead? Comment below and share your story. I read every single one, and your experience could help another woman see the difference between love and just attention. Remember, darling, a man who truly loves you doesn't just show up for today. He plans for tomorrow with you right there, front and center. And that, my dear, is the kind of love that changes everything. All right, let's bring this all together, because I want you to really feel the difference between a man who loves you and a man who just wants you. We've talked about 6 things men do, O-N-L-Y, for the woman they truly love. First, he prioritizes your peace, not just your presence. He notices when your world is heavy and acts to make it lighter. Second, he shows consistency even when it's inconvenient, proving that his commitment isn't about moments of excitement, but about being there through it all. Third, he slows down with you, letting your connection unfold naturally and showing patience, self-control, and deep desire. Fourth, he opens his inner world to you, letting you in on his dreams, fears, and vulnerabilities, a level of intimacy most women never experience. Fifth, he includes you in his future planning, dreaming, and collaborating with you in ways that show he's all in. And sixth, he rises emotionally, becoming a better, more intentional man because you inspire him, because love makes him want to grow. Now, here's what I want you to do. Look at your relationship through this lens. Notice where he shows up, where he holds back, and where you feel seen or uncertain. The truth is, love isn't about guessing or proving yourself. It's about being recognized, valued, and chosen consistently. And I really want to hear from you. Which of these 6 signs have you noticed in your relationship, and which ones are missing? Comment below honestly. Your story could help another woman recognize true love and stop settling for anything less. Remember, darling, the man who truly loves you doesn't just appear in moments of desire. He shows up, he slows down, he includes you, and he grows with you. Recognize this, and you'll never confuse attention for real love again.